Welcome to BAF Draft. This is episode 10, and I am your host, Gary Wilkinson. And as always, with me is
Matt Zerby.
And returning again for the second time is
Zach Ballard.
Yes, and then we have a new cool special guest this week.
Wait, we're not going to introduce him like he has to be quiet until Geek of the Week?
No, we got to introduce him now. He's going to be involved in this. Okay, Mr. Ryan, let's all give him a hand. No, fake track hand, not real hand, Zach, okay?
That's alright, I'm retarded.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Okay.
First off, keep talking in that direction. You don't have to look at us when you speak to us.
Yeah, this is weird. I like to look at you in the eyes when we're doing it.
Whoa. PG. What happened to that? We're recording the podcast.
What are you talking about?
The subject of the sentence is recording a podcast.
Okay.
Mind that.
So, here we go. How are you guys doing? This is our 10th episode, so this is pretty cool. We hit a whole decade. If a week was a year.
I hate you so much.
Matt always hates me every time on this episode, so... Okay, so we're going to go into Pack 1, Pick 1 this week. We got not special, just we're doing the Vintage Cube. I don't think we've actually pulled the actual packs and done this before. I think we've always done a simulated version of it. I could be wrong. I don't remember.
No, I don't think we've ever done
Okay, so I've got two packs because one is
one just isn't enough?
One just isn't enough.
One just isn't enough.
This is a Vintage Cube. It goes a little quicker.
Vintage Cube is
Okay,
awesome.
here we go.
Oh, we're going to explain what the Vintage Cube is?
The Vintage Cube, if you don't know what it is, then you need to come out to Tuesday night at the USO
It's a blast.
and play.
Well played.
Yeah.
Well played.
The Vintage Cube is a... please explain
It's a
Matt.
card-for-card repeat of the Magic Online Vintage Cube, also known as the Holiday Cube. It actually just stopped. They just stopped playing at the end of the year. So it's a card-for-card repeat.
Power Cube.
Powered Cube. Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Now we got two grammatical corrections in here.
Cube to the third power.
Okay, so you ready? Pack 1, Pick 1. First vintage pack. Boom. Okay. Mutavault.
Mutavault.
That's a good card, right? Mutavault?
Yeah, it's fine. Not in terms of Vintage Cube, though. But
No, but right now that's our
Right
pick
now.
one because we
Well,
haven't
it's the
seen
only
anything
card,
else.
so yes, it's the
Yeah.
pick one.
But it's a land
Point
usually.
that out.
Yeah. Okay. So Dark Confidant.
What type of deck would want that?
A deck that would want this would be a sliver deck.
well, any deck can play
Any
Mutavault.
deck can play
Any deck will
Mutavault.
take a 2/2, a free 2/2, basically.
Yeah.
Right, but you got to make sure it's any deck that's not running like all 5 colors.
That's true. If you're heavy color requirements, you don't want it, but it's basically free in 1 or 2 color decks.
And the most interesting part about that card is the fact that because it can be any creature type, it also has huge synergies
Some
with all the
synergies
others.
there.
Yep.
Yep.
You got the elf, the I don't know if the merfolk's in
Merfolk
there.
might be a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so next one's Dark
This
Confidant.
is Bob. Yeah.
The Bob. Oh, 'cause that's the face of the guy named Bob.
The guy who created the card is Bob Maher. He won an invitational, I think. That's how he got to create it. Yeah.
And if you don't know these cards, just look them up afterwards. So, Dark Confidant, I don't like it. I always have bad luck with it. It
I
always
don't like it in
kills
the
me.
cube. I think you have to be an aggressive deck to be able to play
You
Bob.
have to-
Have a low curve.
Yeah.
But yeah, you might just kill yourself with him. But
Matt,
Storm.
Storm.
Yeah.
drawing 2
Yeah.
cards a turn is definitely powerful.
Yeah, very. Okay, next one. What is this? How did this get in here?
Jeez.
The Black Lotus.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, which is probably a lot of you, that's a 0 cost artifact, and if you tap it and sacrifice, it'll give you 3 of any single color.
They're giving you weird.
You don't know
looks
what
over
that is. You've never seen a Black Lotus?
Yes, I've seen a Black
Oh,
Lotus.
okay.
I'm just like you, like a lot of you out there have never heard.
No,
of it.
there's a lot of
What
new
are you
players that
talking about?
have not seen a Black
I
Lotus.
think something else that needs to be brought up is that was illustrated by Christopher Rush. He did a lot of art in the original set, and he recently passed away. So
that was Christopher Rush that
Christopher
did
Rush
it. Okay.
did Black Lotus, some of the Power 9, a lot of original artwork, and
Lightning Bolt.
Lightning Bolt. And
Oh,
he just
wow.
passed away a little bit ago. So a big contributor to Magic. Yeah, I heard he's a great guy. I never met him, but guys that go to GPs and whatnot. But anyway, back to the card.
So, good card.
Yeah, busted.
That's a-
Okay,
card.
that's Pack 1, Pick 1 right now, right?
That's definitely our pick one. Yeah.
Matt's looking at me with a dirty look.
There's nothing else. Like,
Like,
Yes,
what are we
there is.
comparing
there's nothing else.
Yes, there is.
No,
Not
there
yet.
really isn't.
Yes, there is. So next is Mind's Desire. It's not Black Lotus. Oh, what's this? A Soul Ring?
Soaring.
I feel like that was intentional.
So Soul Ring. Now, me personally, I'd pick Soul Ring.
You like Artifact, I'm assuming. Like
Well, no, it's a one cost. You can use it over and over and over and over again. It's giving you 2.
I'm staying with the Black Lotus.
Really? I didn't think you were going to do that, Matt.
Yeah.
I'm Black Lotus.
What the crap? Okay, see, now this is... me and Matt had this this conversation. He would always pick a Soul Ring over Black Lotus.
Right.
Now, but you're not going to in this one?
No.
Why?
Because people have gotten better. Because people don't know how people know how to play the
You
cards.
ruined this whole bit, dude.
I know I ruined a bit. I realized as soon as you pulled the Black Lotus that it was turned into a giant bit.
No, I'm still picking Soul Ring. I'm sorry.
You didn't even show us the other cards? You're just going to go to the
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't
What
matter.
if we just said Black Lotus wasn't in there? Could we continue?
Yeah, let's say Black Lotus is not in there.
I think it's still Soul
Well,
Ring
then it's
here.
still Soul Ring.
So let's say Soul Ring's not in there. Let's keep
Okay,
going.
let's say Soul Ring's not in there.
All right.
Jeez,
This
man.
is, this is
Where are we?
pick 3.
Mutavault, Dark Confidant.
Hold on, let's set up a scenario, right? This is pick 3, pick 2 mana rocks already. The colors don't matter.
Okay.
All right.
Mine's Desire. I don't really know this one. 4 and blue. Shuffle your library, then remove top card of your library from the game until end of turn. You may play it as though it were in your hand without paying its mana cost, and it has the Storm ability.
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty nasty.
Yeah.
Did you never actually read that card before?
I've never seen this card. I don't remember it before.
So
Who made the cube?
Somebody else. I just
Just caught me.
made it.
paste.
I
I
thought
just-
you made it because you were the one in charge of it. Like, you didn't put the card
No, I put it in
box.
there, but I don't remember every card that's in
no,
there.
he just
I just
found
ordered
a
the
list of
cards.
cards off.
I just
and
ordered
then-
the
and
cards.
just put the cards in there.
Shackleton.
Okay, so I don't know, man. I don't do the Storm thing, so I haven't seen it work, so I don't
Well,
trust it. I
Is
know
it
it's-
is it even good in a Storm type archetype because it doesn't win the game?
Yeah, it's fine if you have the other Storm cards like Tendrils of Agony and Grape Shot because it lets you just cast it from the top. So you Storm for like 10. As long as another one of those cards is in the top 10, you'll win from there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but wouldn't you just be better off just having the tendrils? Like what? Because to me, when I read a card like that, I'm looking at a card that wants to run alongside of permanents, giant creatures, and
you're right.
wants to run value like that, and get value from that. But that's not what a Storm deck wants to
Yeah,
do.
where do you get your Storm from in that deck?
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
So that's why I never really understood quite exactly what the purpose of. I've never seen anyone play this card in videos or playing have any use.
Okay, next one, Diabolic Edict. I'm not too big of a fan of that because it's target player, sacrifice a creature, they get to choose. And I guess, yeah, it's if it's combined with other removal, yeah, you can kind of engineer it, but it definitely wouldn't be a first pick for me.
It would be a first pick, well, not first pick, but it would be a high pick if we had a cube environment that was modeled after like the actual cube players, because most of the time you're only playing with like 3 or 4 creatures in your whole deck.
And it really throws off their synergy when even one of those goes away.
Well, no, it's not the synergy. It's going to kill their only win condition. When they drop a 10-10,
gotcha.
that's the thing that's going to kill
Yeah.
them. That kills, a hexproof 10-10 that's going to eventually just,
yeah.
Blightsteel Colossus, and then I drop Blightsteel Colossus, and I'm about to kill you, and then
Yeah.
you play this, and then boom, my Blightsteel's gone. I may not have another win condition in my whole deck. Well, until
But
I
I'm probably going to have
reshuffle
something
Blightsteel.
else besides a Blightsteel Colossus on the board that I could sacrifice. So, and I know you would play that when there's only. I don't know. I don't care for it. It doesn't really work well for me.
Well,
You-
in our, go ahead.
I think it's a solid sideboard card for the situation you described. Yeah, you get turn 2 Blightsteel, that might be your only answer to it, but I wouldn't be happy to pick it very high either. Be fine to draft it like 13, 14, and then throw it in the sideboard and bring it in when
Yeah.
you face that reanimator deck.
Imagine that alongside of like or like hand disruption cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Bubble in my throat there. Johnny, Color of the Pride. This is a Planeswalker. I don't know. I've not been. I'm very picky on my Planeswalker in the cube. Like, usually it'll only be those control type ones.
So Jace.
Yeah, ramping out Planeswalkers is pretty powerful, but I would say that's one of the weaker ones.
Yeah.
He doesn't do anything by himself. You have to have
It
someone
only
else
affects
out there.
one creature,
Yeah.
and it takes a while to pop it.
Yeah.
Isn't that the
And-
white weenie one though?
It puts a +1/+1 counter on up to one target creature. The second one, it does target. Are you making fun of me?
A little bit, yeah.
It's not the one that, when you say white weenie, I'm thinking the one that puts out little one
Yeah,
ones.
well, he's talking about the white weenie deck, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
aggro
this is-
deck?
this is the one that-
Gotcha.
that's
See, they're
fine.
talking about, you must be talking about types of decks or modern decks that I don't know.
No. I'm talking about in the cube. In the cube
Oh,
deck, in
gotcha.
a cube deck that's running a mono white or very, very low to the ground
cost.
white weenie
That's
deck.
what you would do.
That's the win condition. That's how you win. You minus
I'm
two.
not too
Bust them up.
experienced in all the different nomenclature and verbiage you guys use for the different types of decks in there and this and this and that. So I don't know. Just
Turns one of your guys into a flying double striking.
yeah, I get that part of
Definitely.
it. Yeah. But it's just temporary. So I don't know. I don't care for it.
That's why it's called.
I've used it
win
before.
condition.
Right,
Right, but that's why it's called a win condition.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, the next one is the Abyss. All players bury one target non-artifact creature under their control if they have any during their upkeep. Ugh, it's a nasty card. It's enchantment. It's enchant world.
You
Enchantment.
like enchantments.
It's great if you have an artifact deck.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Imagine if you had a bunch of artifact creatures like.
I mean, if you
Equivalent
get
to-
that, you're committed to trying to work around that. Not that. Well, yeah, you're playing.
There's a creatureless deck you could play, like mono planeswalkers or storm.
Yeah.
Well, but is it right non-artifact creature?
Non-artifact.
Yeah, so you could run artifact creatures,
true.
and then you never have to sacrifice anything, and then
Yeah,
sacrifice
true.
it one every turn.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. It's pretty difficult, in my opinion, to go heavy on. I don't know. It could work.
I think it's kind of slow for a vintage cube.
It's not a pack. It's not a pick one for me.
No.
No, but if I was already in the artifact deck, probably
Yeah.
pack 2. I'd probably pick it pack 1 or pick 1 pack 2.
Okay, Hymn to Torak is a classic. Target player discards 2 cards at random. I like this card. You don't know what it is?
Half these cards, I'm like,
Oh no,
yeah,
it's a
first
2.
time seeing
This came out. This came out in I want to say. What's
it
that
before
called?
Gatecrash?
With the crown symbol. Fallen Empires.
That's my point.
Yeah.
It was before Gate Crash. That's why I'm so quiet over here. I'm like, I'm learning.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a good card. Okay.
So right now I'd probably actually pick that one.
Him to Turk, first pick.
Yeah. I know it's 2 black going into that, but there's a lot of good black stuff. And the chances of one of those popping back around is pretty likely.
I'm with him to Targ.
Yeah.
I'm Edict.
Your Edict?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Next one.
here's the reason why. The double black. The double
Yeah,
black
I
one is a
understand. Yeah.
huge
Yeah.
commitment.
Yeah.
I'll splash a
I don't
black
get
card.
scared with double black. So.
But listen. This is a format where you want to be running multiple colors. You 3-4 colors, you get more advantage out of it. Running a double black card that's extremely powerful if you're already in black is really good. It's just not splashable.
I'm still going with it.
I'd say the fixing is there though. There's some pretty good fixing in the vintage cube, the signets and dual lanes and whatnot.
Hey, here's another one. Monetary Swift Spear. You know what that
I know
is.
this
You
one.
know that one.
I know this one.
I don't care for that in the cube.
This is interesting because we're playing a vintage cube, right, with all the power.
Yeah.
So do you pack one, pick one Monster Swift Spear, probably the best one red drop printed inside Goblin Guide, and go into the mono red deck, right? And then you're locked in, right? Because
If you're going mono, you can do really well in the vintage cube going mono red, but you better hope nobody else is
yeah,
taking
and then
red.
the second thing is how do you feel about passing all the power that's going to come in your next few packs? You know what I mean?
Well, so I've done this before, right? I did the red dive. I basically showed up and I was like, you know what, screw it. I don't even care. I
Yeah,
hate my
that's
life,
fine.
and I'm just gonna be red.
Yeah, you can force it. Yeah.
And I forced it, and it was miserable because somebody was cutting me and not even
Okay.
playing red. Like
Yeah.
they weren't
There can only
playing
be
the
one.
color, and they were cutting
there
red.
can only be one, yeah.
But so what I found, the strongest thing I found to do is to look through the rest of the pack. And is there, so if you see obviously the Swiss Spear for pick 1, is there a medium, probably high chance of a red card coming back around again? And I'll probably go into red then, because
That's a good point.
nobody else is going to want that color.
That's a good
Or
point.
Nobody should want that color.
And there wasn't any other red cards, right?
Right.
Nothing we would play in the.
Oh, but if you pick that, depending if there is any other red in here, somebody's going to think. Well, it just depends.
Well, no,
How people.
if so far we have no red cards, so
Right,
you
so
take
if
that,
you
you're
take
cutting
that,
completely
yep.
on red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I don't know.
it's-
I wouldn't take it.
No,
I have a different.
unless you, like Matt said, if you're going in with the mindset, hey, I want to play mono red today. But
Well, first off, I mean, we're looking at. I say the first pick right now so far is a black card. The second pick is a double black card. So we're gonna send signals to downstream saying, "Hey, black's open."
Okay.
So go dive into red, and then you'll get it all comes
Yeah.
back this pack.
Well, I know some of the players that we have, so I know. Hey, there's no red in this. Oh, when it goes this way, I kind of want red. So it depends on who you sit next to.
I don't think it depends on who you're sitting next to.
No,
I don't
it
see
does.
any red there.
Playing good is still good playing.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick it. Sorry, I just wouldn't. So Yeah, I try to stay away from red usually in the finish cube.
There's a lot more powerful things.
Because
you
you
can do,
you
but-
love it in draft.
In regular, yeah.
You
Yeah.
love
Oh,
it,
yeah,
right?
apparently, yeah. Next one is Armageddon. You know Armageddon? It's
Armageddon.
1 white, 3 colorless, destroys all lands.
Real
Or
fun.
white, sorry, 3 and white, destroy all lands.
It's a fun
That's a
card
bitch
right
card.
there.
That's a bitch
Yeah,
card.
but if you've got mana ramp and mana fixers that are not lands,
Yeah.
oh man, you can really, and you got like, let's say Winter Orb, you can
Oh.
really do some nasty damage.
I'm
Nasty
just saying, like,
prison
that
break.
would, like, really mess you up. Like your commander deck,
Sure. Yeah.
that would wreck it.
Oh, that's
If
going.
you-
That's going. This one,
Yeah.
I've got one on the way. It's going
Okay,
in my
you need
commander.
to.
deck.
You
Yeah.
need to.
Well,
Sorry, we changed
I,
that.
an early pick for the card, is not really what you have to build a deck that can.
I'm not gonna pick that first pick. No, if it came back around, I might.
might.
If I was, yeah, you might.
I might.
Okay, so this is a might for you.
Yeah.
It's something you could definitely build a deck around, and
I would
depending
have
on,
to. Yeah.
Now, in our local group, people don't value mana rocks very highly.
Oh,
So
right.
you could definitely first pick that, and you could blow people out
Yep.
because they just don't understand the value of.
Yep.
Okay, next one. You should know this. It's Gate Crash, Angel of Serenity.
Yeah, no, that's what I know.
So it's 4 white, white, white. When it enters the battlefield, it's flying 5/6 angel. When it enters the battlefield, you may exile up to 3 other target creatures from the battlefield, and/or creatures from graveyards. And when he leaves the battlefield, return the exiled cards to their owner's hand. That's nasty. I didn't realize it's to the hand.
I have no
It's
idea.
it's 3 white. I'm just not gonna pick that
expensive.
first go.
Oh, see, okay, all right. First off, let's.
It is a bomb card.
Let's
It's the bee in your bread.
let's take. You have to take the converted mana cost completely off, right? You're
Okay.
never casting it. You're never hard casting this card.
Okay.
It is a reanimation card. Right?
Oh, I gotcha.
I'm good.
that-
Pass.
Yeah, I'm still not gonna get it.
Well, so okay, so this is I guess let's detour the conversation a little bit.
Mhm.
This is where we get back in. This is where we get into the engine versus fuel for drafting and your draft strategy.
Yeah.
So this card here is the engine. This is the card that's going to, or no, sorry, this is the fuel that you're gonna be the payoff for a reanimation deck.
Yeah.
So do you take the fuel first, or
Hopefully they still have the engine by the time I'm done getting all that fuel, and it comes around. I don't have an engine, and then it's just a wasted.
Well, that's
That's what
why
he's saying.
that's why I'm bringing this up.
Oh.
So do you take the fuel right now, hoping to draft the engine card, the reanimation cards, or do you take the reanimation cards and then hope the wheel dice?
The reanimation card always first for me.
That's not a good enough reanimator target, I don't think either. There's Grizzlebrand,
Yeah,
Sphinx of the
Grizzlebrand.
Steel Wind, and Blightsteel Clock. Well, that one shuffles itself in.
He's like, "What's Grizzlebrand?"
It's true. I'm like, most of the
Yeah.
listeners are going.
Grizzlebrand
"What
is
the heck
nasty."
Are you guys talking
Right,
about?
but as soon as that could be one of even like your through the breach targets. It's a great through the breach target because it doesn't need to stick around the battlefield. As soon as it hits the battlefield, it does all the things you want it to do. Refills your hand. It's definitely up there as a reanimation
I'm not
target.
picking
Yeah.
it first. Are
I'm
you
not-
picking it first.
I'm not picking
No. Again, the conversation is not whether you're picking it first.
Oh,
or not.
gotcha.
The conversation is whether you take the gas versus the engine.
I always take the engine.
The engine
wait.
first, and this just isn't a good enough fuel.
No,
Okay, so but if this is Grizzlebrand,
that's just the way I draft. I mean, that's just
hypothetically,
me.
if this is Grizzlebrand,
If it's Grizzlebrand, I'm taking Grizzlebrand.
okay, so you take Grizzlebrand,
If it was Grizzlebrand, I would take Grizzlebrand.
Yeah.
Only because Grizzlebrand is more powerful than the cards we've looked at. so
Yeah,
but in the reanimation shell, right? We are talking about.
I'm not even
nobody's
talking
talking-
reanimation. I'm just
No.
talking in general. Even
No,
hardcast.
just because it's the most powerful. If I don't fall
Man,
into
that is a
reanimator
sick
deck-
card, man.
But you're never hard cast. Like game should be over by
That's
the turn
true.
of his turn 5. Game should be over. You're
Yeah.
never gonna cast it for. So you have to draft it in reanimation shell.
Yeah. But if I don't get it, then I'm fine with not playing it either.
I played several games that have gone past turn 7. And I beat you many times in those games.
Shots fired.
Okay, Shallow Grave.
I do not
Here's
know that one.
here's some engine.
No,
Oh no, this is engine, right?
This is engine, yeah.
Yeah. So put the top creature card from your graveyard into play as though it were just played. The creature is unaffected by summoning sickness. Remove the creature from the game and end of turn. If you have control element,
What's the casting
like
speed of that?
it's a 1 black, 1 colorless.
What's the casting speed of that?
Instant.
Boom.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go with this because there's so many things you can make that work for, especially if you're splashing into blue at all. Anticipate,
Well, you dump Grizzlebrand or you dump Emrakul into your graveyard, and while this triggers on the stack to shuffle, you
Yeah.
can cast it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, your graveyard shuffles in, but Emrakul's now in the battlefield and swinging.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's on your graveyard. I'm thinking top deck. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's a little more restrictive because it has to be the top creature card.
Yeah, that's still, though, that's going to be my pick right now.
Well, and that's the thing, is that is creating a deck. That is the first card so far we've seen that actually creates a deck around it.
Well, I see a lot of other stuff in here that will most likely come around that will work with that.
Yeah.
And this is my first pick.
Target player discards. Oh, sorry. I'm just thinking, drop that card. Oh, you got your first pick?
This is my first pick.
Really? Okay, so this is Crater Hoof Behemoth.
Yep.
You know this one?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Okay. He is a big guy. He's a 5/5 beast. He costs 5 and 3 green. He has haste. When he enters the battlefield, creatures you control gain trample and plus X until the end of the turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. I mean, I wouldn't first pick that. I mean, you're committing to like a green ramp.
That's the only green
mid-range
card
deck.
we've looked at so far.
Yeah.
So now we can cut out green.
Cut green makes all your mana elves extremely valuable.
After that, you just draw mono elves and then cast him and win the game.
And you have no idea how many times people just pass Eureka like it's no business. They pass. What's the 4-drop green sorcerer, sack a green creature, search for green thing?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
it's played in elves.
Oh, and that includes him.
Yes,
Yeah,
it does.
and he has haste,
Oh,
so he'll
okay.
be huge.
Yeah. Yeah, I might stick with you on that one. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. Because I like, how I like green a lot. So,
Right.
And
Well, I mean, remember that this is the power cube, and that green has a huge dip in value because of all the mana rocks. Mana
Yeah,
rocks
true.
can replace elves. This isn't the
true.
legacy cube. This
Yeah.
is so. To me, I think it comes down to: do you want to play the bunch of green mana elves, or do you want to play a reanimation strategy?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, last card, Murderous Cut. That's my pick. Sorry, I already changed my mind. That's my
I do
pick.
like Murderous Cat.
It's just it's Delve. It's 1 black, 4 or 4 1 black. Delve and just destroy target creature. Period.
I disagree.
That's a solid removal.
No, but it's solid removal. You can get tons of that removal.
Okay.
Removals all over the place. Right? Remember, your pack one, pick one. You are setting the direction of your entire draft heading forward. This is the vintage cube. This isn't like in a normal draft. You can pick one and just throw it away. You can pick 2, throw it away. Pick 3, throw it away. Because you're only going off of colors, right? Colors are the only thing that matters. This is archetypes matter. And when you have to build your archetype as quickly as possible and plant your flag into what archetype you're playing, you have presented 2 archetypes here: a reanimation archetype and a mono green archetype, or a green value ramp archetype. Right? Those are your 2 archetypes.
If that's the case, then if I'm going with archetype, I'm sorry, man. I'm going back to this shallow grave.
Right. Well, yeah. But what I'm saying is that you don't
So I
want to
can
take
easily make it work with.
you don't want to you don't want to take a removal spell when you can actually set yourself up in an archetype.
Because these two, no. If that came back, these two work together very well. Right?
But no, that's a Nambo combo.
Are you kidding me?
It's not.
No,
combo
no,
very
no,
well
no,
at
no,
all.
no. You can delve in a certain order
That's true.
to where the card you want is on top that's in there, or even or have a creature that you already popped out, kill it, have it come back in for a trigger effect for the second time.
No. So in reanimation strategies, especially where you're using the instant ones, you're winning the game that turn. It's not you're gonna set it up for like 4 or 5 turns. You're winning
Gotcha.
the game. You're gonna discard it
Yeah.
and win the game.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotcha. I don't know. I'm going with the reanimate. It seems stronger in there.
Yeah, I will agree that I think reanimate is stronger. Now, the people that we draft with, I think you will have a better deck if you go green, just because people have a less value. For example, you said you take Grizzlebrand without a reanimation strategy,
Yep.
right? You're the person who's going to cut me on my Grizzlebrand, even though you have no intention or no ability to ever cast it.
Yeah, but I'm also willing to abandon that pick as well and just take the next most powerful card. And then
Unless I've already got if I have a reanimate dead in my hand, I will pass the Bristlebrand on purpose. So hopefully somebody plays it.
Why would you do that?
I've done it and won games with it before.
Yeah, but you would lose.
No, I wouldn't. No, I've done stuff to cause. Okay, no, or take that back. What's the one? I can't think of it. Bribery count or bribery?
Mm-hmm.
Bribery. Like I've done that in past Bristlebrand. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh.
But no, that.
There's plenty of juicy targets for bribery. Though.
Yeah.
You don't need to pass.
Yeah, you could get a Thragtusk from bribery.
I don't know. I've never
everything-
hard cast. I've used Bristlebrand several times and won games, but it's not been when I owned it. So
That's fair.
This is my
As a
stuff.
thing.
I don't know. I've won
My
hard with it.
Swelling
So.
and throbbing right now.
Bristlebrand is like a 7. Is he 7-7?
Bristlebrand is a 7/7.
He's 7/7 flyer with
lifelink.
lifelink,
Yep.
and you can flying,
7 life.
and you can pay 7 life and draw 7 cards.
Yep.
So you're gaining the life from him anyways.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, he's
It also 4 and 3 black or 5 and 3?
4 black.
4 and 4 black. Yeah.
But you're reanimating him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're never hard casting. So his converted mana cost is irrelevant. Now the only thing that is relevant is that the creator of Behemoth's converted mana cost is relevant because you're just gonna hard cast it. That is something you will be able to hard cast.
Yeah.
All the rest of those, imagine that the converted mana cost has an infinity sign.
Okay, we're going in the second pack. So,
Let's do it.
what was your first pick?
Cricket Hoof.
Mine's gonna be Shallow Grave. What's yours?
Shallow Grave.
Okay. What about you?
Zach?
You just don't.
I'm not gonna pick.
Hey, next time we do this, you're gonna have to, man.
I'll have to look at them all, and it'll take a long time. And you're gonna be
Yeah.
like, "Freak, we got another lunchbox."
Hey, you know what? If you ever want to borrow the cube and look through it, I can leave it here and pick it up from you. Like,
Well, I also posted the list on BAF
I see
Draft.
that top card right there,
Yeah,
and
this
I love
garbage.
that card.
I posted the list on BAF Draft, so you can go
And
through.
vintage kid, yeah.
I can send you an Excel document that has all the cards and that has the hyperlinks for them. Yeah, and then you can just hover over each one and it'll pull up the card and you can see what it does.
okay,
I just remember playing that in standard.
first
and I
pick,
loved it.
Brimaz, King of Oreskos. It's a little cat dude that puts out cats when he attacks or blocks.
Yeah.
2 white or 1 and 2 white. He's a 3/4 with vigilance. He does not have haste. I wouldn't pick it, so I don't care for the card at all. Be honest
I would
with
do
you.
it just so that I could play my Grumpy Cat tokens.
Oh my
That's
god,
the only reason I would play it.
Max.
So do you take that first pick and plant your flag into mono white weenies? Like,
No, I hate mono white weenies, and it
But
doesn't
so-
work very well.
I guess so. So my question is, what plants the flag for white weenies?
Mother of Runes.
Mother of Runes?
Mom.
Okay, cool. I don't know what that is. So.
One white, 1/1, tap, give target creature you control protection from any color.
Ah.
Yeah, solid.
If there's
First
no
pick
other
for
white
white.
cards, I probably would. I would do it. I'd be willing to do it. I'd be willing to pick that first because I can tell you Mother of Runes has no value. People don't value it at all in this
Yeah, yeah.
environment.
Well,
Hey, next one, Sulfuric Vortex. This is just the screw everybody card.
if you're playing mono red, you snap that up.
Oh yeah,
instantly.
very much so. If you're, I wouldn't pick it for first, but it basically at the beginning of every player's upkeep, that player gets 2 damage dealt to it.
Yep.
And if a player, including yourself, would gain life, you can't.
Yeah.
It stops life gain.
If you're the one with all the burn spells, your life totals are relevant. 'cause
Yeah,
theirs
correct,
will be
correct,
lower.
correct.
Well, they said that. So I don't know about how it worked with the new cards or the card replacements, but the last vintage cube that had the highest game win percentages.
Really?
Yeah, but it had the highest match win percentages.
There's like a
for
stigma
single card.
around mono red. People don't want to draft it. It's not very fun, but it wins games. So.
That
Red deck wins. It's
Well,
called
that-
that for a reason.
yeah, that is the plant the flag in red.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you have this, you're very committed. So if you're
Yeah.
feeling ballsy and you like that card, then
No, I mean that's the card that you take that and you're like, oh, I'm forced red.
Yeah.
Oh,
you just snap
okay.
all
So
the
you
red
would pick
cards.
that.
That right now that is the pick. Yeah,
Right now,
okay,
that's
that's
for
mine.
me. Yeah.
Nature's Claim.
That's a fine
Yeah.
sideboard card.
Yes, it's 1 green, destroy target artifact or enchantment, and that controller that you destroyed, it could be yourself, gains 4 life. It's just very, like if you're having problem with artifacts and you have, I don't know, yeah,
It's
definitely
just a sideboard staple.
Yeah,
Nothing more.
I could see an argument for main decking it.
Just
but I mean, definitely not pack 1, pick 1.
Right.
Which is
But
what
I
we're
could
doing.
definitely
The next
say,
card.
Right. I mean, hold on. We need to talk because we have a person here who's never played with these cards before, right? So when he sees a card like that and he's trying to decide whether to put it as main deck or sideboard, right? It is important to determine whether this is a card that you want to pick. You know, do you pick this? You know, say pick 6th, 7th, 8th, or do you pick it? 12.
it'll come
13th,
around
14th.
to you.
Yeah, it probably will come around
Yeah.
to you. It might even get handed to you last.
Yeah, honestly, that's what I was thinking too. Like, that's not a card that I would even look second at. Like, it would probably be handed to me as, "Hey, here's your gift."
Yeah, it is playable main deck though because there's a lot of artifact ramp. So
Is it artifact or is it artifact and enchantment?
artifact
Artifact
or
or
enchantment.
I'd probably would main deck that. I probably would pick it pretty highly
That's
too.
fine.
Okay, next card, Sakura Tribe Elder. It's a snake shaman creature. It's 1 in green. Sacrifice it and search your library for a basic land. Put that into play tapped. It's a good mana fixer if you're later in the game and you mana fix and you happen to be in that color.
That's about it. Though.
And it can also gain you 4 or 5 life, depending.
4 or 5 life.
Yeah. Well, you block with it and then sacrifice it. And
Oh,
it's blocked.
gotcha. Yep, yeah. Anytime you get that sack ability where it doesn't require you to tap it, that's a good
So it's a
thing.
big board.
Yeah.
Tell me.
but not.
Well,
first
and
pick
you also
for
get
me.
to search for a basic player.
All right, makeshift mannequin. Return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield with a mannequin counter on it. For as long as the creature has a mannequin counter on it, when this creature becomes a target of a spell or ability, sacrifice it. I do not like this card. It's so easy to.
Well, hold on. There's a very important line of text you're missing. It's the speed. Go ahead. And
It
read
is
that.
instant speed, correct? Yeah, that's good. That's good, I guess. I don't know. I'm not gonna first pick it. I'm not.
Well, yeah, no, I wouldn't first pick that. But if you happen to have Emrakul, it's
Yeah, that's very
really great
good,
because
yeah.
Emrakul's immune.
It
or
goes on the
protected
stack,
from
yeah.
colored spells.
Emrakul dies as it's going in.
Well, not
Right.
not
No?
the Emrakul dies. It's as you put Emrakul into the graveyard,
Yeah.
and then you can
Play
while,
this.
while it's on triggers on the stack. And since Emrakul
Yeah.
has protection from all colored spells, he can never be targeted.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, but not first pick. Overgrown Tomb. This is the fetch land. No, fetch land. This is a shock land. It gives you the green or black for mana. If it's a mana fixture, if you need it later on, it's not a first pick.
Fixing is always good.
Yeah.
Fixing is good. Is missing that one keyword island on there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Blue. Yeah.
Empty the Warren.
There's that
This
storm
is
deck.
this is a storm thing. Put 2/1/1 goblin tokens on the battlefield. It's 3 and a red. You can copy the spell for each other spell you play before it. So if you're playing the storm thing,
That's your win
awesome.
condition.
For us ignorant folks, what is the storm thing you guys
Basically,
keep talking about?
storm is when you cast this spell for each. You go ahead.
No, look into the microphone.
Oh, okay. Okay, for storm is when you cast this spell, copy it for each spell cast before this one that turn.
Right. So if you cast say a spell that just gives you mana or draws you a card, then you cast another one and another one and another one, and you cast 5 of these spells. You cast that, and then you create 5 copies of it.
I know it's just the most extreme storm version I've ever seen.
No, that's how Storm wins.
Well, I know that, but I don't know. I guess if even if you
trying
just
to
did
do-
2 or 3 before it, I don't know.
You're trying to do a whole bunch of small drops.
Yeah, exactly.
Play
To get that
that.
going.
You play a
And
bunch
get all
of
of it.
cyclers and card draw and cheap spells go off.
I'm not first picking it.
No, okay. So
I
if-
don't play storm though.
hypothetically speaking, if that was Tendrils of Agony, again, this goes back into the conversation that I keep having over and over again of fuel versus engine. Do you take that as fuel versus the engine of a
If
bunch
I
of
was
cantrips?
confident in my ability to play storm, I would take it first pick. But I just don't know how to play the deck optimally, and no, I can't take it.
Okay.
All right, next one, Temple of Malady. Same thing as Overgrown Tomb, except for it comes in tapped and you scry 1.
Well, and then you can't find it.
That's a
where-
little.
almost died.
It's worse than Overgrown Tomb.
It's
It comes
worse.
in tapped and
Yeah.
you can't fetch it out.
Yep. So,
But it does
same.
let you scry,
And
it does let
it's
you scry.
Fixing.
and it's missing a very important color on there.
Yep,
Blue.
Missing that island.
No standard card. I know this one.
A Monastery Mentor. Prowess. 2 and white. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a 1/1 white monk. It works great for the weenie decks. Really great for that.
You want to talk to
So I'm not gonna pick it, but
I don't like it in the weenie decks because it wants you to play a lot of non-creature spells, and
Yeah.
your white weenie deck's gonna be all.
You need to have creatures.
So,
Usually
things-
you play that in a white red burn. Like that's what I saw in standard.
I like to pair it with blue because blue has the ponders, the brainstorms, and that cheap spells to trigger prowess.
That blue.
Now-
You guys
well,
know the
blue's just
islands.
open.
But here, now let me show you. I watched someone playing on what do you call it? One of the videos, the draft videos. So we played that and then had Armageddon. Dropped that on turn 3, Armageddon on turn 4, and then
those
they
look at
won
the job.
oh wow.
because their
That's
opponent just
dirty.
couldn't do anything.
Yeah, Armageddon probably facilitated that, but yeah.
And can we do a little? I love doing these asides. That versus Brimaz. Let's say those are the 2 cards. Which one's your pick?
I'm picking that one.
Mentor.
Mentor over Brimaz?
Yeah, because Brimaz, when you're attacking or blocking, they have to be blocking with it or attacking with it, and they can easily get killed. With this one, you get those, and you can choose whether to block or not.
Each has its own merits, but I'm kind of biased towards Mentor. I think it just has a higher power level.
Fair enough.
It's more
I-
flexible.
Me personally, I would go Brimaz. I think the vigilance
Sure.
on a 3/4 is
Yeah.
just so much more powerful than, and you can stay mono white, which I think is also huge in that deck because
Yeah.
then you only need to run 15 land. You can cut your land sources down really sharply.
I think they go in different decks as well. The Brimaz wants the white weenie deck, and Mentor can go in Control. It can go in Storm even.
But it can also go in the white weenie deck.
That's true.
Yeah.
I just don't think you're going to trigger it enough, but
True.
it's a powerful card.
Okay, Concentrated Sphinx.
That's
This is nasty. It's right up Matt's alley here. It's right up anybody who likes to draw cards. It's 2 blue, 4 flying. Whenever an opponent draws a card, you may draw 2 cards.
Yeah.
It's a 4/6 flyer.
First pick for me.
Yeah, that's me too right now.
Not first pick. No, I can't first pick that card. I mean, it would be good if I'm already how should I say it? Because everybody wants to have blue, but I want blue. I want a win condition. I want that to be my win condition, and I'm not sure this early on that I'm in blue for that.
But you can draw into your win condition with it.
I still want the sulfuric vortex. Sulfuric vortex is the win condition of a deck.
Okay. Next one, Trinket Mage. When it enters the battlefield, you may search the library for an artifact card with verdict mana costs 1 or less. Reveal that card, put it in your hand. No. It's a 2/2 that I don't know. I'm just not. No.
You search your library for converted mana cost of
1 or less, and it has to be an artifact. It's so very
go
specific.
get Black Lotus.
Yeah,
you can go get Black Lotus. Yeah, you can go get that.
But if you're not doing anything with it, then.
And you can go get all your mocks. You can go get
all the moxes that you
rings.
happen to have and you drafted before this first pick.
Well,
no.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
No. It's not. Definitely, we're not. We can't talk about this as first pick. But when you
That's this whole
again,
segment.
remember.
Yeah, the segment's called Pack One Pick One.
Okay. So far, obviously, we're not talking about pack one, pick one at this point, right?
Yeah.
But you can't look at the card and then say, "Oh, this card's not very good." When you have somebody who's not very experienced.
Well, I understand. I'm just trying to keep us on time here,
but-
buddy.
I understand the context of what you're talking about when you say it's not a very good card.
Yeah.
The context is we don't have yet a one drop.
If you had that, yeah, cool. If I had a Mox and I had some 1-drops, or I had what's the one? Soul Ring, or the other one that's
Sensei's Divining Top is
no. There's so many. What's the one? Oh my gosh, it came out in Starksteel, and at your upkeep you can put a counter on it, and then you can
Aether
tap
Vial.
it. Yeah, Ether Vial. I mean,
Yeah, if you have targets for it, I like it, but not
Ether
before
Vial's
you have
awesome.
targets.
Okay.
This next card's gonna be awesome.
Is it? Koldotha Forge Master? I don't even know what this is. Okay. It's 5.
Broken things with it.
It's sacrifice 3 artifacts, search your library for an artifact card, and put it in the battlefield, then shuffle your library. I'm not familiar enough with the things you could do with it to have an opinion on this.
There's Blightsteel Colossus
Okay.
in the format. There's Sphinx of the Steel Wind in the format. And then you just play all the mana rocks in the world and power him out.
Gotcha.
And then
Only thing is, you have to tap him to do that, right?
If you do it early enough, the opponent won't have a chance.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
You
that's
don't
only.
want if you're casting on turn 5, that might be a little too slow, but the idea is
Gotcha.
to play some mana rocks and get them out
Okay.
early.
And you also want to make sure you have something to find with.
Yeah, you also need to target,
obviously,
yeah.
yeah.
But I mean, again, that keeps
So
going
mana
back
rocks.
to the same.
You're about to see
Explain.
one. You're about to see one.
So,
Mana rocks.
but that goes back to the question. Do you? Yes, we all saw it. So that goes back into the question. Do you want to take that one over the Blightsteel Colossus, or are you going to take Blightsteel Colossus because you have that already?
In regards to this pack, that
Well,
we're
just
looking at,
hypothetically.
I would not take it first. No.
Would you? I mean, not first necessarily. Because it's definitely not a first
So
pick.
it's a rock. And it has
If I had the engine or the fuel, I'd rather have the something to go get first. I
Okay.
think.
Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay, our next card. It's our first Mana Stone or Rock.
Yeah. So Mana Rock is just it's
It's an artifact.
it's not necessarily even an artifact. It's just it's a permanent that sits on the battlefield and generates you mana every turn.
Yeah.
And it ramps you up. So
That's not a land. That's not a basic land, I would say, or correct?
So you
Well,
said,
it
you
could
said
even
it's not
be.
an artifact?
Well, and I'm like Temple of the False God. That to me, that's a mana rock. Maybe.
I just like to think of mana rocks as artifacts.
That's
because
why I
rock
say, yeah.
artifacts, but
Yeah.
anything that ramps you up more than 1 mana per turn, it can be classified as a mana.
And this one looks like it's copper, so it's not even a rock. But so it's Thran Dynamo. It's 4, and you can tap it and give you 3 right away. So
Does
I'm-
it mana mineral?
I'm picking this as my first pick.
That's fine. Yeah.
That's me, just because I do like the mana ramp.
It's too expensive for what I want to be first picking. The 4 is just a little bit too high. If it was 3, yeah, like the 2-drop mana rocks, I'm definitely picking those. 3-drop mana rocks, we're gonna have a conversation about, but 4 is just too high. Like I want to. Besides, what payoff are you getting from this, right? What 10-drop do you need that you have to run this thing?
I'm living the dream, baby. I'm gonna be pulling.
Yeah, I get you because when you have 4 mana and now it jumps you into.
Nah,
jumps you into 7 mana.
I'm picking it, man, just because it'll. I'll never see it again. It'll allow me to play big stuff, and there's so many big stuff. It doesn't matter what color it is. or even colorless. So yeah. I'm not even a question of mind on that. Even no matter how much you convince me. I mean, for his sake, you can make the argument.
No, I'm not trying to.
I'm stubborn man locked into that. So.
I understand that you're stubborn man. Like, I'm just saying that your response of just a knee-jerk first picking that as opposed to.
No, I've saw it here for the last 10 minutes, so I've been pondering over that. So next one. This is definitely not a first pick, but it's really cool if you got it with this other card. So Zoran
We
Orb.
don't have that other card yet. It's first pick. Just saying.
Huh?
You guys keep doing that. Like, if we have this other card.
Okay, well, this is Zoran Orb. It costs 0 to cast, which is great for Storm. But
Doesn't go on the storm day.
and you pay 0, and you can sacrifice a land to gain 2 life. It's kind of garbage unless you got the other stuff to go with it. So
Right. So basically, you put this in play, and then for free, you get to sacrifice any of your land. You gain 2 life.
there's another card that allows you to play land out of your graveyard, as if you were playing it from your hand. It works great with that.
There's a bunch of things that work straight with. It's an interesting card to know that exists in the format.
Yeah, it goes
Next
a lot
one.
of- oh, go ahead.
Oh, this is your original counterspell, and it's called counterspell. It's 2 blue, counter target spell.
No, it's blue. Instant speed counter.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, blue.
That'd be 3.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, I'm not picking it. I'm still picking that. I'm not a big fan of I am second pick, and if I was into blue or something, or decided a third pick or something, and I saw it just for the control element. But I'm in the vintage cube. I'm not a big fan of counter spells. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it's
Like,
fine.
being a new guy in this format, I would pick that one because it's the simplest one to understand. I'm just being straight honest with you. I'm gonna look at that and you know what? I know exactly what this does, and I know how to play it.
And
This other stuff sounds really complicated, and I'm probably gonna screw it up timing wise. That I'm not gonna screw up.
and that's
That's the easiest one to screw up, actually.
no, that mentality is actually really valuable to have, right? Because when a newer player is drafting, right? If you're sitting next to a newer player, understand that's probably what he's going to be picking, right? Understand that a newer player is going to look at these walls of text and just roll their eyes and keep going.
I would totally. I would totally agree with. We had an error. It is funny.
Good save.
That's cool. I would totally agree with that because I remember when I first started doing the cube, just because I was lazy and want to hurry up and draft, feel like, oh my god, why do they add so many words to say something so simple and just pass it on? And then I'd be like, you didn't pick this? Did you read what it said? I tried.
It's a shame.
I think that's still happening because every draft we've had, he said, "Are you reading the cards? What are you guys passing me right now?" You say that in every.
He says that every pack that comes to him.
Because people don't read cards.
Yeah.
I read cards. We just choose differently. I mean, that's why I beat you last night. So. We'll get into that later. It's a whole different reason. I'm just trying to stoke his flame. So.
Hey, that's what you did there. Stoke the flames.
Oh.
Oh, that's a good card.
Yeah. Okay, so we're done with that. Okay, so it's not as easy in Vintage Cube. Would you agree? Especially for new players, different people from different backgrounds, different experiences, to pack one, pick one. It's so much more diverse. That's why the cube's so awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, I don't think there is a wrong choice. Well, we never really
Well.
did finish up on what our final picks were.
Oh well, it's this,
No.
or you're fired.
Concentrated Sphinx.
Yeah, see, we have.
Yeah.
He says concentrated sphinx. I say the sulfuric vortex.
And I
you want
am
the
into
mana
that.
rock, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
nobody
No
can
one
say
cares
we're
what I
right. Well, but nobody can say we're right or wrong, right?
Yeah.
We're all equally right in our different perspectives. I'm probably gonna win more.
Yeah. I
I'm
was
probably
say
gonna
that.
drop my bombs
Yeah.
more,
The game.
and you're
my
gonna draw a lot
games-
of cards.
My games will be more boring. But statistically speaking, I'll probably win, and probably because there was no other red. You realize there was no other red cards in that whole thing. That was the only red card.
Ah.
If there's an actual draft and you went Swift Spear into Sulfuric Vortex, I would never be able to cast my Consecrated Sphinx.
The game would be over.
Yeah, you'd just be.
See, when I win, I want it to be like Kenny Powers win. You know what I mean? Like Kenny Powers.
No, explain that.
You don't know who Kenny Powers
I know
is?
who he is, but what type of win is
Just that, rah, over the top, you know?
Okay.
Or epically fail.
Right,
All
but,
or nothing.
But that's
All or nothing.
but that's the thing is that when going into these drafts, different decks and different play styles work differently, right? So somebody two people could have the exact same pool of cards and play it and operate it completely differently based on how they perceive these cards.
Yeah, this is my fuel, and it even looks like a distillery that makes fuel. So I mean,
Or a gas tank. That one's-
yeah. Okay, as Matt rolls his eyes. Let's move to the next topic on the list. Okay, Basically, Matt screwed me over because we opened his fat pack on air and he took all of my fat pack karma away because I opened my fat pack up and I didn't get a Expeditions land. And so I did get my money back on it on Puka Trade. Just from the handful of rares I got, I did get my money back
Puka
on it.
equity?
Puka equity, yes. I got Puka equity that equaled it. And now they already sent off and it's already in the works. So that's paid for, but I wasn't happy. Zach.
I didn't get a dang thing. Really, I think I got one mythic, and it was one that's like worth $1.25.
Wow.
So,
But you got all them full art lands.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. He wants me to get closer to the
Not
mic.
that close, just a little bit closer.
Sounds
Like,
good.
yeah.
I just
See
wanna
how close
say-
we are?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like Siamese twins here.
Only because my cord doesn't go that far.
I keep his umbilical cord very, very, very short.
I just want to say real quick that I'm not a part of the Puka family yet, but I'm excited to talk about it later in the show.
Yeah, we're big. We dabble in it a little bit here.
I think it's more than
A
that,
lot.
maybe.
Come on. Every podcast, there's some kind of throw out the Puka Trade. You should be sponsored by them by now.
Well,
We are at some point in the future going to do a Puka Trade actual episode, right?
we are. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. Okay, or we can talk about it right now.
Sure, let's talk
Let's
about it
go
right
ahead. Okay, so we are going to do, if any of you, for the 3 people that are on the Facebook group that listen to the podcast, should read that article I put up there about Puka. 'Cause I had like 2 people like it or something.
Well, okay, let's be clear. The article you made was awesome, but it was made specifically for deployed members out
Yes.
here in overseas, and the best, most efficient way to Puka Trade.
I
cards
believe
away.
here is one of the most efficient ways to Puka Trade because you get free postage. That's my big thing.
That's a good
And
point.
that saves a lot. I had a guy send me 34 cents worth of cards. Did we talk about this in the last one?
I think so, but go ahead.
Yeah, 34 cents worth of cards, and he sent it to me. I'm like, your postage alone is gonna be. I didn't get it.
Well, maybe he has corporate postage. And
We
it's just
were
using
talking.
his
Maybe it was
budget.
his parents. I think he was a college kid. I don't know. We talked about this last week. So basically, what we're gonna do a podcast where I kind of go over that article, and Matt's gonna kind of have questions and grill me on specifics that I may not mention in there, and certain scenarios. And well, how would you do this? How do you do this? Do you find a problem with this? And then I'm gonna get questions or try to get questions from people that are on our site, and some people who already Puka, well, what about this? What about, whatever questions. Well, what about mailing overseas? Have you done that before? Or, well, how expensive should you start tracking cards? Like me personally, if it's over 30, I follow
But so we'll get all to that. But we're
Yeah.
gonna do an episode where we're not gonna do any other format. We're not gonna do the normal BAF draft. We're not gonna do the normal pack one pick one. We're gonna make it exclusively for Puka Trade.
Correct.
And how to Puka Trade out.
And I'm going to even have my setup out. I'm going to have whoever's here see how I pack up my own thing, everything.
We'll take pictures.
The
It'll be
whole
fun.
deal, whole deal.
It'll be fun.
The whole 9.
And my stats are pretty dang good. I've sent well over 1,000 cards just on mine, and I broker for 2 other people. So, and I have no more openings for broking. So there's no, I'm just selling this for you guys to Puka Trade. Okay, so last night was a good turnout. We had 10 people show up, so it's
It's
pretty
a
good.
blast.
We actually had
was a
12
great time.
people show up.
Yeah.
We had 10 people play in the draft, so
Yeah.
That's
that
a
was
blast.
good. It was a blast. Oh, I bet it was, huh? What'd you get out of your packs you won? No.
First
How many
place.
packs did you win, Mr. First Place?
I got 3 Oath of the Gatewatch packs.
And what did you get?
I don't remember because they were not.
They
worth
weren't any good.
remembering.
So Ryan got first place.
Hey, you took it down. What would you take it down with?
Blue, white, flyers splashing black. I'm sorry, white, black splashing blue.
Dang,
mono
with the
flyers.
3 color.
Removal. My goodness, his removal was retarded.
Yeah.
It really
I had a lot
was.
of good removal and a lot of
Yeah,
flyers.
it was ridiculous.
You called me retarded earlier.
Did I?
Yeah.
I had to go through and fix it. You gotta be politically correct on here,
What? Why?
You trust me, you do.
All right. When you go back through this, you'll see that
we're
I
an
cussed a few
unnamed
times.
podcast out there.
Then they go back and listen to your crap back in the day. Oh, and I'm running for president. Well, on this podcast,
You're
Gary
nobody-
Gary says retarded.
Nobody in this office is running for president. We got 2 people in the military and then 2 guys who are. Yeah, no.
That's true. People in the military don't run for president anymore.
No.
No. You gotta be a
Anyway,
businessman
carry on.
advocate.
Moving
Okay, so you went that color. Zach, what did you? What was your?
I tried
setup?
a different strategy this time. I went green-black because I was thinking, you know what? Everybody's got this mentality that green sucks, so I'm going to go with green.
Okay, I'm going to correct you on that one. In Battle for Zendikar, only green sucked.
Green sucked.
Green sucked in Battle for Zendikar only. When you're adding the Oath of Gaethwatch, we haven't really seen how that works out. Matt did well with it one time, so.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, almost everybody, like, I did a poll, 5 out of 10 played green. And I was like, what the crap? That didn't work out in my favor ever. But thanks to Ryan doing so well, I got 4th.
You got 4th.
Appreciate it, Ryan.
And what about you, Matt? What did you do, Matt?
So I thought I drafted a white-green deck. And it turns out it was more of a white-blue just because the blue was too powerful. And I didn't go into blue early enough.
Gotcha.
As a matter of fact, it was still even pack 3, and I was still picking green cards over blue cards. And it was just my accidental blue cards that just were the most powerful things in the pack still better than...
I want to say real quick, Matt talked about living the dream last night. What was that you did?
Oh. It was cast Oath of Nissa, right, for 1 green, the splash color, and then in response, while that's on the stack, surging for compulsive research. Is it compulsive analysis?
Compulsive analysis,
Yeah.
3 mana, draw 2 cards?
Yeah, so it was a 3 mana, draw 2 cards, so I drew 2 cards, and then I look at the top 3 when the Oath goes in and get a creature lane.
That's
nice.
value
Nice.
right there.
So, the timing worked out perfectly because I drew the 2 cards and it was 2 actual creatures, and then the next 3 cards were all land. The
And
3
you did that
cards
twice,
from
right?
Yeah.
You did it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
I went really off the chain this time and went really outside of what I did last week. Yeah, I went mono red again, except for I didn't have anything to splash, so I was stuck with what I had. I went with a surge deck. A lot of removal, a lot of damage. It did okay if it came out fast and I got the right mix, but I got mana screwed a lot. First game I lost. That guy lost the rest of the night. Then I played Matt next. I beat Matt. But you did okay after that, right? Or you still did. I mean, you placed after me, so you must have done okay after that. I'm saying my opponents, because the last opponent I played went like 0-3 for the night, so it really messed me up on ranking because so I went to I got 5th place. You got 4th place, Zach. I got 5th
Ryan
place.
got first.
Matt got 6th, and Ryan got 1st.
Yeah.
So I still think we did okay, like for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was happy. I had fun. So, and we had a new guy come in. I let somebody else play for him that was experienced just to let him. He was really new to Magic. He seemed to get the gameplay down a little bit, but he was still confused, especially with the new format. Yeah, with the new format. So he beat me the first game. And he would have if he had played it correctly. It wasn't because the other person, it wasn't all because the other person coached him. He had a better setup than I did. So I took that with humility and was glad to see him win his first match with us. So,
You took one for the team.
Took one for the team. It wasn't like I was gonna win first place anyway, so it wasn't.
Right, but we needed him to build up his confidence.
Yeah, exactly. And then I let him have a few take backs, and don't do that. Do this. Are you sure?
Take back. Let's talk about take
Let's
back.
take backs. Okay, Ryan, you want to talk about take backs?
So, I don't know where to start. I guess I've always thought or been told, I don't know where it came from, but if there's prizes on the line, there's no takebacks. But if people are learning, people are trying to get better, then maybe 1 or 2. But it's just it's a touchy subject, hard to say what to do. But what are your guys' thoughts?
You want me to go first?
Back home, this is exactly how we play because
Okay.
I'm from the same town as Ryan here.
Those are sanctioned events, correct?
And it's a store.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Store section events.
It's a whole different thing because the store's here's why I think the store's reputation's online. They don't want people not coming because these people had to take back. It affects how the rest of the tournament went when I trying to play real strict. It's a sanctioned event, so people are trying to follow the rules. This is a different environment here, so I can understand that. If it's casual, or it just depends on if it's a sanctioned event. And especially if it's in a competitive environment, I can see that. It just depends on the environment of the store and the other players.
Go to Grand Prix and stuff like that.
Yeah, I can understand. That's expected then, I think.
Well, so here's my question, right? You say when you play for prizes that there's no takebacks. Have you ever been to a pre-release event?
Yes.
There are prizes on the line. Are takebacks encouraged?
I don't let people do takebacks at pre-release.
At pre-release, really? Oh, it's extremely encouraged. Yeah.
Now, who's encouraging that? Is Wizards encouraging that?
Wizards encourages that for pre-release events because pre-releases are designed to get the newer players who you don't normally see, get them into the store. And if you're a Tarmogoyf hole, then what's going to happen is you're going to turn these people off. So you're encouraged to be nicer, take backs. It's not as serious, not as competitive. Even though, ironically, it is one of the most competitive times to play because you're getting access to new cards you don't have. But judges are encouraged to not only play at regular REL, but they're also it's regular REL light. You're supposed to do takebacks. You're supposed to, and you're supposed to foster a community, a healthy community.
I see the reasoning behind that. Yep, but there's prize on the line. I want to win. So.
And imagine this. Here's the thing. I can understand you not wanting to take a takeback in a game with somebody, Ryan. But now here's a scenario that I think can easily happen. I see Joe Smo playing Joe Smo.
Okay.
Joe Smo 1 lets Joe Smo 2 do a takeback.
Okay.
You would rather play Joe Smo 1, but because of that takeback, Joe Smo 2 won that game, and it kind of screwed up what it should have happened had they not done the takeback. Now it kind of throws the whole mechanics off of who you would have actually played. That's part of the you can see people would get upset over there, like crap, because he did a takeback. Now I'm playing this other opponent. I thought I wanted to play him because I think I have a better chance against his deck. I can see people getting bitter over that and really nitpicking it.
I'm at the point in my Magic career, if you will, that I just want to get better.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
I just want to get better. I want to play whoever's the best. So if he lost due to somebody else's takeback, I'll be bitter about that.
Yeah.
Well, okay. The store we play in, they try.
So you guys play in the same store?
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, they actually sent us some stuff here.
Oh, wow, cool.
Do a shout out. Go ahead, shout out.
The Gathering Place. Great name.
Yeah, I told you this earlier, right? While I was on Puka, this is just a little bunny trail. While I was on Puka, a guy found out I was APO. I told him about our group, and he's getting together with his buddies, and they're giving us sleeves,
that's right,
mats, and
that's awesome.
and deck holders. So when new players come in, we can hopefully it'd be kind of cool if we could here's your mat, here's your 100 sleeves, and here's your deck holder. Welcome to the group.
Welcome to
That's
BAF Draft.
That'd be way awesome.
Yeah.
So.
Yo, I love it.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So, and if anybody out there who has a store, or just
Like
any
the
listener
gathering.
period wants to help out, and I say this, it won't be us contractors who are taking this stuff. This will be for soldiers and airmen only, because contractors we can buy our own stuff.
So let's go back
They
to
make
takebacks.
money.
Right? So what is the level at which we're talking about takebacks? Is this the kind of thing where somebody has a 3/3 and they're about to attack into your 1/4 Death Toucher? Where basically the attack makes absolutely no sense, and there's not a trick. They just didn't realize it has Death Touch.
I mean, everything's out there on the field for them to read, so it's entirely their fault that they missed it.
What
Why
about
should I
miss
allow
mana
takeback?
tap? They tap mana, they cast it as soon as it hits the ground. Oh crap! I meant to tap this instead of that.
Everything's in your hand.
Okay, I understand.
Like,
I understand.
If you should be able to interpret what you need.
Let
to
me
do
ask you
and
this: you don't do it here either?
I don't allow takebacks.
Yeah.
No, I did. I did
Oh,
a
okay,
couple
okay.
last
So
night,
because it just depends on the environment you're in. Because this is our goal here. We're not sanctioned. It
Yes,
doesn't matter.
yeah, and I realize
We're
that,
trying
so.
to get new players to be better, and
but
encouraging.
I can't just do it over and over again.
No, I
and then
understand that.
Eventually, I'm going to lose to it.
I
and I'm not
usually
gonna be
only
happy
do
with
it in the first game of 3. I'll let them do that and get
Okay,
adjusting, get
that's a good-
comfortable, and then afterwards, and then I usually won't
That's a
do
good
that
rule.
again. And then afterwards, if I see them doing something really wrong, just hold on, buddies. The music played. I had to pause it and mute it for a second. And then at the end of the game, if I see him making something consistently over and over again, I'll give him some advice on my opinion on it.
But see, do people always want that advice, or are they just there to have fun?
No, a lot of the newer players really appreciate it if you do it in the
Okay.
right way. If you're like, hey, I noticed you were doing this, and just so you know, it might be better if you do it in a humble way. You don't do it, hey, man, you can tell you're new, dumbass.
Yeah.
Do it this way. I mean, I've never seen anybody do it to that extreme, but there is kind of a way where if you don't do it correctly in the right tone, it can kind of come off condescending.
You're right.
I don't know, the first draft that Ryan played in, I screwed up pretty bad, and I could have won. But he waited until after he won to explain it to me, and I thought that was a fair way to do it.
Yes, no, I'll do that.
He
same
still
thing.
got his win correctly because he was the better player, and I still got
Yeah.
the learning.
There's two different things ish, because that's after the game had already ended, and the other takebacks were in game when they could still be taken back, if you will. Does that make sense? But it's just a touchy subject. I don't want to be the rules lawyer. I don't want to shoot people away. I'm there to win.
Yeah.
So that's how I have fun.
Here, we will never condemn anybody for following the rules unless they're an asshole about it.
Yeah, there's no need for that.
And for being that strict about it, but we do encourage. I personally don't mind doing that with a newer. If it's a more experienced player, I probably won't.
Well, I mean, it also depends on my opponent, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm playing against Gary, I'm going to allow takebacks.
I'll
right?
do the same.
But
with him.
if I'm playing against Ryan, no, I'm not going to have takebacks, right? Because I expect him to play at a higher
I'm not
level.
gonna.
Oh, he was throwing shade. Or he's throwing shade at me.
That's how you should.
That's exactly how you should do it.
Exactly.
And
how you should
honestly,
do
like
it.
the way you guys play with me and Dirty Mike, like honestly, like the way you guys play with us makes us want to come back. It really does.
But
Don't take that the wrong way.
I think a large part of it goes too is also if I've won game one won match one and won match two, my match three, I expect my opponents to never have takebacks. I don't have takebacks. He doesn't have takebacks because now prizes are on the line.
Yeah, I understand.
While
Yeah,
we're still in
completely
game
agree.
one or game two, sure, because prizes aren't on the line at that point.
And
It's only-
that's kind of how I am too, except for game two. I've done it in game two, but it's
Sorry,
like
not
less
game
likely.
two, match two.
Oh.
I'm talking like if it's match one, I don't care, whatever. Okay, I'll do good, you'll do good, whatever.
Gotcha.
If it's match two and I'm winning, yeah, I'm gonna hold you to a little bit higher standards because I won one, you won one. Right?
You've got to that level for a reason.
Right. If it's match three, it's definitely gonna be serious. It's definitely gonna be on the line. You're gonna tap for exactly what you say you're gonna tap for. You're gonna put your creatures down and do it. I expect you to read the cards. You don't read the cards. That's bully on you. But if I've lost match one and I'm in the tier 2 bracket for match two, I don't care. I'll laugh, joke, whatever, take backs. We're having fun at that point.
But what if
Nothing's
that
on the
causes you
line.
to lose though? Now you're out of prizes.
Well, then that was his own choice. So.
But you were already out of prizes, really.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, remember,
If-
we're only dealing in every player generates half a pack of prize support. So first place gets 3 packs, second place gets a pack, third place gets a pack. I mean, is a pack of cards worth making somebody else's night miserable because you didn't allow a take back? You know what I mean? And then that's really personally, I would prefer to not have prizes at all. The problem is the math works out in such a way that it's hard to collect $8.50 from everybody as opposed to $10, which it's just so much more easy and clean. So I don't think you should be playing for prize support. Like, I don't think the prize support, because out here the prize support shouldn't be the goal. It should be the fostering the community.
And the prize support is really so small.
Yeah.
It's 3 freaking
Yeah,
packs. It's $10.
Yeah.
I also get enjoyment from winning. It's not just winning prizes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like winning
Hey man,
games.
we know. We don't. I mean, I don't know. I don't get the rush like you do because you're on top so much.
But so,
I'm sure it feels good.
So Ryan, but imagine that you're not playing just this match, just this game, because your opponent is going to still be your opponent is stuck here, right? They're not going to go anywhere for the next couple months. So if you allow takebacks for the first month, you allow takebacks for the second month.
Pause.
All right, where were we?
Okay, so
Great
so
start.
if you imagine that your opponent's the other players are going to be stuck out here for several months. And by the time it gets to 2 or 3 months down the line, your opponent's going to be better because you allowed takebacks earlier because you're building them as a better player, right?
I would argue that they will remember it more if I don't allow takebacks.
I don't think
Because next time they'll be
that you're
like,
talking
oh,
tough love. Tough love.
Well, that's why I said it's a touchy subject. That's who I am. I like to win.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, basically, here's what we're gonna sum it up to. If you're out there, guys, you're a new guy, or you're that guy letting other people have takebacks. Just either way, don't get hurt over. Somebody lets you do a take-back, just take it. Oh, thank you, and just roll with it. If they don't get bitter about it. They don't have to. So that's really the way it is.
Yeah.
We're all adults here. So, but me personally, I'm gonna be that guy who tries to encourage you because, and if you're. Now I did that last night and got beat first round. So, but I wasn't gonna win anyways, and I kind of knew that. I was taking a risk. If I got to second match, like you said, and I was 1-0, and I'm playing against somebody else's 1-0, I may or may not, depending on how new they are, do it. And if I felt like I could beat them anyways, I may coach them a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, if it gets into where, I want to win this because it looks like I can, no, I'm probably not going to do that with somebody. It depends on the scenario every time.
One of the other things you can do too is if like you said, how you believe in the tough love, right? You can make it a point. You can say, hey, I need somebody over here. Hey, can somebody come over here and help officiate this, right? Turn it into a big deal. Hey, turn to Gary and say, hey, Gary, can you look at this real fast? Because we don't have an official judge out here. Mm-hmm. Or you can, I guess it probably does even better if you call someone from the other side of the table. Turn it into a bigger deal, but allow the take back. Does that make any sense? So your opponent will see what's going on and be like, oh, okay, this is kind of a big deal, and I kind of need to worry about this in the future. But it still fosters the whole,
hopefully they're not timid.
Right.
Insecure, that'll ruin them.
Right.
Hey, everybody, look at this.
I'm not saying. No.
There are two guys that don't come anymore because exactly what you just explained happened.
No. I'm not saying to point out the failure to the whole table. I'm saying if Gary's at the other side of the table, say, hey, Gary, I need you to come over here real quick and can you help me out? Help us out real fast. Because maybe the player doesn't understand the interactions.
Right? Round 2 for Gary.
Yeah. What
did that to me earlier?
I'm sorry?
What is he supposed to help us out with?
Yeah, I don't understand where you're going
so
with this.
Let's say maybe the opponent doesn't understand like the take back that they're doing or what the thing that they did. It could be a simple mistake where they didn't draw a card or they didn't understand the text of a card, and then you can coach them not just in the match but coach them into, hey, you can turn to the person next to you and say, hey, I need some help.
They would have to be a really, really inexperienced, very new player for you to do that to. Otherwise, that can really be like almost condescending.
Right, I'm not saying understand. I'm not saying be condescending. I'm saying if you think it's a scenario where the person doesn't understand what's going on.
I'm even willing to help them from the other side of the table.
Well, some people aren't willing to take your help though because they're going to view you as an opponent who's going to lie to them or manipulate them in some way.
Man, yeah, I mean
that's a thing. Lying and manipulating.
But you know what? Here's the deal. There's always going to be one or two people in a group who you play with that you're not going to necessarily care to be in that scenario with, and you're just gonna have to get over it and do it. So I encourage you two guys that Zach was talking about. Hey man, that's every shop you go to, every place you go to, you're always gonna have that. You just gotta kind of learn.
Every walk of life, you will always find that guy.
Hey, adversity is always gonna be there. You gotta learn how to get around them.
Here's your 4 pillars.
Well, that's one of the great things about Magic. That's one of the great things about Magic is that because there's so many different people, it's bringing them all together in a big melting pot.
Yeah. So. And the only thing you have in common is Magic the Gathering, and then some of you might get along, and some of us in that group, we only really see each other in that scenario. Otherwise, we would never hang out with each other. So it's kind of cool. No, that's true. And plus the fact that we're here on BAF and stuck together and kind of live with each other all the time, that makes a difference too.
There's no other options either.
Yeah.
What else am I doing?
I got no place else to go. That's Officer and a Gentleman. That's a Navy movie.
Oh, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed BAF Draft, you can find us on www.facebook.com/groups/BAFDraft.
And hey, and also, like I said before,
I thought you were going to say something.
If you wanna, if you ever feel like you want to help these airmen and soldiers out and kind of promote the Magic community and get these guys, we're prepping these guys to come back to you and be better players, man, and make you guys better players. For you guys listening to this back home, if you wanna help out and encourage these guys, just get a hold of me and Matt, and we can tell you exactly what to do to maybe make donations directly to the USO. You can send it to us, however you want to do. If you want to do the tax thing, send it to the USO. USO is willing to receive Magic items on behalf of our group. So
follow us on Twitter at _BAFDraft that's it. Just at _BAFDraft.
You're looking at me like I don't even understand what the Twitter is. So you're gonna have to.
No,
I'm the old man in the group.
I'm looking at you to make sure that we're getting ready to slow down the cast.
We're slowing down. Hey, there is one thing, and we've been doing this for a while now. Are you guys ready for Geek of the Week? All right, Geek of the Week. Yeah. Everybody play cool. So our Geek of the Week for the second time, this is our repeat Geek of the Week, is Ryan.
Repeat Geek of the Week.
Yeah, man, you came in the first week you ever played. You came in, we were doing Vintage Cube. You came in and took first place. Then we did Pentagram. You came in and just waxed us then. So, I mean, that was impressive. You just came in and were like, you think you guys know how to play? And so you were a Geek of the Week then. So, and you came in and took first place. I think you've had 2 other first places since then, right?
This is my only first place in draft.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. So we were impressed, and you did it just very, Matter of fact. So what we like to do, and because you're new on the podcast, we want to ask some questions just to get to know you a little better, and we get, we like to hear different people's backgrounds and how they feel about Magic. What's going on, guys?
What are you guys
Keep
doing?
going.
You're making us feel self-conscious. Okay, so how long have you been playing Magic the Gathering?
I picked up Magic in 2009 on the Duels of the Planeswalkers app. I think that was the first year it was available on Xbox, so 7 years. 6
So
years.
when have you been playing the card game, the physical card
I think it was probably the same year.
game? Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody, what was out during that year? Was that like Mirrodin
I
Besieged?
believe it was Zendikar. The original
Zendikar?
was
Original
2009.
Zendikar? Okay, cool.
So what, Ryan, is your favorite Magic card?
Favorite Magic card? Consecrated Sphinx comes to mind, actually. I do love drawing cards. I love blue, so I'll say Sphinx. Yeah, it's a bomb in EDH.
Wow. Okay.
Well,
And matter of fact, if you didn't remember, that was his first pick on the second pack. So.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite format?
Oh, Modern, hands down. I love Modern.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
I love the non-rotating nature of the format, and it's cheaper than Legacy. So.
Okay. When I hear the term
no. We need to put a pin in this because we gotta have a whole cast on this one.
Okay. What non-rotating?
About modern.
Oh, okay. I'm just curious. What do you mean by non-rotating? What does that mean?
Well, so standard rotates. They just changed it up about every 6 months now, I think, in the spring and fall. So you're forced to buy new cards every 6 months.
Oh, I got it. I see what you're saying. The only thing you're doing there is just a handful of cards that might get added on when the new sets get added to it, but nothing gets cut out really unless
In
you're
Modern?
doing. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
The only way they changed Modern is by or through bannings.
Now, what do you think of? Okay, you got Modern and then like Limited. Do you like?
Where they at, like in terms of?
Yeah, like what do you like Modern? You say you like Modern. It's your favorite format.
Yep.
I mean, did you consider Limited, or do you not care for Draft as much, or?
I do not care for Draft as much, but it's still fine. It's still Magic. I'll still play it.
Okay, gotcha. So you're a Modern guy.
Yeah.
What else? What do we normally ask? Also, that's it. Check this out. What's your favorite land types? When I say that, I mean basic land, art types, design, like.
So BFZ Full Art Lands.
The originals or the
No, BFZ Battle for Zendikar.
Battle for Zendikar, okay,
Yeah.
BFC. Okay, so you're not into the what are those things called, man?
Well, there's
The Guru
the
lands.
Guru
yeah.
lands.
I think they're
like,
ugly as sin,
Yeah, nothing.
but Matt, you're so quiet.
I have nothing to add to this.
Oh, okay,
But
guys.
just all I ask is that you take this section of it and you cut it and put it before the part where we ended the podcast.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my gosh.
Because that was us trying to wrap up the podcast, and now it just sounds really weird because we wrapped up the podcast and then started into something new.
Man, dude, that's a lot of work.
Oh,
man.
my word,
I'm
it's just cut
pretty
and
damn
paste.
lazy. I'm gonna add this on there.
You have a whole
into the paste so they can see cut and paste this at the beginning. They're gonna be all confused.
You have a whole week to work on this.
Yes, I do.
So
With all the time.
I basically, when I edit this podcast, I have to listen to it 3 or 4 times before I'm done.
You could hear our voices for 2 hours.
Yes, it's so tedious, man. And I gotta find cool little stuff to add in there, like special effects and crap. So that's about all we got to talk about this week on BAF Draft.
We tried to wrap it up. We had a nice little wrap up thing, and now.
No, hey, hope to see more. I think we're gonna have a good turnout for Vintage Draft this week for the Cube. So that'll be awesome. And then next week, stay tuned for. We're not going to do the Puka next week. It's going to be a week after next. So in 2 more podcasts, we are going to do the Puka podcast. And next week, we'll talk a little bit about Modern if you can be with us again, Ryan.
I'd love to. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And then there was a few more, or at least one more, spoiler leak. So we're going to talk about that too. We'll talk about that next week. There was another spoiler leak. You saw it? Yeah.
We're not going to talk about a bunch of garbage combins.
Hey, man, that's what we do here, man.
We talk about garbage.
We talk about garbage.
There's not a single.
This
It's a bunch of garbage.
Okay,
tapping
hey, we're tapping out.